President Donald Trump has long been known for his unpredictable foreign policy and his complex relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Over the years, their interactions have ranged from cordial meetings to sharp criticisms, leaving many to wonder, does Trump still trust Putin? In recent statements, Trump has expressed growing skepticism towards Putin during a press conference. When asked about his trust in the Russian leader, Trump responded, "I'll let you know in about a month from now." This comment has raised eyebrows and sparked discussions about the future of U.S.-Russia relations. Trump's evolving stance comes amid escalating tensions between NATO and Russia. Following a series of Russian aircraft violating NATO airspace, Trump suggested that NATO allies should consider shooting down Russian planes if they continue such provocations. This marks a significant shift from his previous calls for restraint and dialogue. Furthermore, Trump has shown increased support for Ukraine, stating that he believes the country can reclaim all territory lost to Russia, provided it receives adequate support from NATO and the European Union. This position contrasts with his earlier advocacy for territorial concessions to end the conflict. Analysts say Trump's shifting tone could reflect more than just political strategy. It may indicate a growing recognition of Russia's unpredictable behavior on the world stage, and a willingness to take a firmer stance than he did during his presidency. Experts argue that Trump's statements are calculated to appeal both to his domestic audience, who increasingly view Russia with suspicion, and to international leaders navigating a tense geopolitical environment. Trump also addressed his personal history with Putin, reflecting on past meetings and negotiations. He recalled moments when he believed Putin was acting in good faith and others where he suspected ulterior motives. "Trust is earned, not given," Trump said, adding a layer of caution to his rhetoric. He emphasized that while he respects Russia as a global power, he cannot ignore the actions that threaten international stability. In the same discussion, Trump criticized current U.S. foreign policy approaches, claiming that past administrations have either been too soft on Russia or too quick to provoke conflict without a clear strategy. His critiques sparked debate among political commentators, who questioned whether Trump's approach leans toward realism or opportunism. Meanwhile, reactions in Washington have been mixed. Some Republicans see Trump's nuanced position as a demonstration of leadership, balancing diplomacy with assertiveness. Others worry that any ambiguity in his stance toward Putin could create confusion among allies and adversaries alike. Meanwhile, Democrats have generally been more skeptical, interpreting Trump's cautious words as another attempt to shape his narrative ahead of potential political moves. On the global stage, Putin himself has remained silent about Trump's latest remarks. Observers note that the Russian leader's public strategy is often calculated, waiting for political signals before responding. Analysts predict that Putin will likely continue monitoring Trump's statements, interpreting them as part of a larger chess game in U.S.-Russia relations. The broader question remains: can trust exist between Trump and Putin in today's geopolitical climate? Historical patterns suggest that trust between world leaders is fragile, built on a combination of shared interests, personal rapport, and strategic necessity. Trump's comments highlight this tension, acknowledging that while respect may exist, trust is far more conditional. For the American public, these statements also carry domestic implications. Trump's careful language reflects an understanding that voters are closely watching international dynamics, particularly the ongoing conflict in Ukraine and the tensions in Eastern Europe. His words suggest that any future dealings with Russia will be scrutinized not only by world leaders but by the electorate at home. In conclusion, Trump's remarks on whether he still trusts Putin reveal a complex and evolving perspective. They are neither fully conciliatory nor entirely adversarial, but they signal a careful recalibration in the face of ongoing global tensions. As the world watches, the question of trust remains open, hinging on both actions and words and reminding us that in international relations, certainty is often an illusion, while strategy, perception, and timing define the real game. President Donald Trump has long had a complicated relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Their history ranges from cordial meetings to sharp criticisms, leaving many to wonder, does Trump still trust Putin? Recently, Trump has sounded more skeptical. When asked about trusting Putin, he said, "I'll let you know in about a month from now." That cautious response has sparked debate about the future of U.S.-Russia relations. Trump's stance comes amid rising tensions between NATO and Russia. After Russian aircraft entered NATO airspace, he suggested allies might need to shoot them down if provocations continue, a notable shift from his earlier calls for restraint. He has also shown strong support for Ukraine, believing it can reclaim lost territory with NATO and EU backing. This marks a contrast to his earlier approach, which sometimes favored negotiation over confrontation. Trump emphasized that trust is earned, not given. While he respects Russia as a global power, he warned that aggressive actions cannot be ignored. His comments reflect a balance between diplomacy and strategic strength, highlighting the human and unpredictable side of international relations. Washington reactions are mixed. Some Republicans see Trump's nuanced position as leadership. Others fear ambiguity could confuse allies. Democrats remain skeptical, interpreting his remarks as politically calculated. Globally, Putin has stayed silent, likely observing Trump's statements as part of a broader strategic game. In the end, Trump's words reveal a complex perspective, neither fully trusting nor completely dismissing Putin, but recalibrating in the face of ongoing global tensions. In international relations, trust is conditional, strategy is key, and every action matters.